Hey, good morning to all my peeps on Facebook and all my other social media platforms. All my fans, thank you all for all those friend requests and all those supports that I'm getting on Facebook and wherever you see me online. You know, this is Showers, your boy. Showers, the girls them flowers. Main nigga behind the social media trigger. Pushing the Showers Purple Ink record label and Weed Indeed Music Studio production and the Showers Records and Water Company to its ultimate, where it's supposed to. Um, you know, there is something I want to talk about in particular in this video, and I want all my followers, my listeners, to just keep checking out my videos, watching my reels, liking and sharing. Give me the support that I need, because I really do need your support. I am one man against the world, and I know that some of y'all out there are in the same position as me. You're just out there on your own doing your thing, not getting the corporate support that you're supposed to. And this is why I'm putting out this video. It's targeting corporate society. Wherever you are, I am in Jamaica, so it's corporate Jamaica I'm talking about now. You know, in corporate world, according to corporate, the elite, according to the elite, in their belief and their mindset, for anyone to break out into the music industry, to reach stardom, start a company and successfully build it from scratch, single-handedly, you're supposed to be a person with bachelor's degree, associate's degree, whatever degree you've gone through university, and you pass all your tests, and then you can move on to corporate society, and then you will be accepted, then you will be supported, and then you will be sponsored, and then you will get all that you need from corporate society. That's how corporate, the elite, thinks. So basically, to be a layperson who have never gone through university, you don't have a high school diploma, you don't have a degree, it's unlikely, in corporate thinking, it's unlikely for you to advance to any amount of success in life. It's not in their mindset that you should get by because you have none of these accolades to help you to think and to get the support that you need to push you forward. So basically, when they see someone step out into the public, pushing themselves, taking up their career, taking up their dreams and their aspiration, marching forward, not asking for any help, not asking for corporate help or corporate support or corporate sponsorship, they see nothing but failure for you. So for you to be that person, that woman, that man, who have not gone through university and you have not acquired any academics, all marks to help to push you forward, they don't see you going anywhere. And I see myself as an example, and I can attest to that. Today, I see myself as a guy, started a record music production, and I successfully launched a record music production. I started a water company, and I am very well on my way, pushing myself, reaching the goals and the aspiration that I dreamt of becoming successful. I'm very well on my way. And it's out there in the media, and everywhere you can look, you will see the Showers Purple Ink record label being promoted online, published online, and so on and so forth. And I don't see myself as a failure, and I do believe in myself. But one thing for sure, I don't have the university, bachelor's and the associate's degree to back me or to support my name going forward, seeking sponsors from corporate Jamaica and the support from the elite, because they don't see me as someone who they would want to invest in, because I don't have these things to show off. All I got is my dreams and my aspirations and my determination to win. And so far, I've proven them all wrong. In most of my video, you hear me going off on radio DJs and the behavior that they display in trying to prevent me from getting by, trying to destroy my self-esteem, trying to discourage me from continuing. And upon all that, they went out ahead of me and create one of the biggest blunder that you could ever imagine in media. Because when they look and they saw what I am doing here, they saw it as something that they should be promoting. They saw what I'm doing and see it as something that they should have their hands on and have their media shining the light on it. And this is it. They created one of the biggest blunder that you could ever imagine, because after they took what I created and they went all out trying to prove that what I created was belonging to someone who went to Kingston College. They went all out to prove that what I created was done by someone who went through University of Westminster in the UK. They went all out to try and prove that point to everyone, that what I created is the creation of some woman. This is the biggest blunder that media has ever find themselves into, only to find that they all have to be answering questions to who they were fooling. They all have to be trying to correct their wrongs with everyone that they were trying to bamboozle about their propaganda. And you see, when I look and see the kind of people who work out red-handed doing this, you would not believe. I mentioned their names because I'm not afraid in some of my videos. The first encounter I encountered was a website online, as you know, Discogs. That website led me to so many things and so many people that was behind the scene trying to mine my foundation, trying to liquidate my property, trying to take over and control my operation completely and leave me out. I found a website with a former Prime Minister Edward Siaga. well tied up into my affairs. I found a website with Lisa Hanna, well tied up into my affairs. I found a website with radio disc jockeys, well tied up into my affairs, making deals, signing contracts, getting sponsorship, setting up GoFundMe accounts to get funding from everywhere across the world to launch a program on my behalf, as if they have any authority to speak on my behalf or on the behalf of my Showers Purple Ink record label and Weed Indeed Music Studio Production and my Showers Records and Water Company, as if they have any authority. But they went on taking up unto themselves without any transparency of the act, because they have intentions that is dishonorable to me, and they have plans that would overthrow me so they can get on with their business that I created. I listen to radio keenly. These people who were trying to get with my program, they have no idea how capable I am, how capable I was to decipher. But I listen to radio carefully, and I hear everything that was being discussed, and I do my background checks, and I go forward and I find everything that is being discussed on air to be true, and I have proof that everything that I set up out there were being at risk by these people. There's a radio station out there named Bridge 99, which is a recent radio station launch. There's a guy on it that's called Richie B. Richie B is one of the main person that I mentioned several times on Bridge 99 that's tied up into my business, want to be the beneficiary of what I created. Richie B Company was the company that pressed 75 labels for my records, only to find that 1,000 label was pressed for my Golden Island record and sent to Tough Gun. Basically, if they did not have plans, or if someone did not make an order for 1,000 records, that's how good I believe and I know and I discovered that my record was. If someone went behind my back and pressed 1,000 records label, that's a deal. The deal went down in Japan. They orchestrated a tour after the deal that went to zero upon my discovery. They went on to discuss more mining on my foundation on the very same radio station, Bridge 99. There's a politician. There are two politicians. One of them is a PMP and one is a Labourite. Ran it with Pernell Charles on the very same station. I heard them discussing me every single time they come on here. And all they're talking about is mining my property and talking about their use it or lose it policy. Because they saw me with a brand and they don't see me doing any commercial with it. I wasn't ready to commercialize it because I was waiting on the opportunity to commercialize it. And they are talking about commercializing my creation. And Ronnie Twait and Pernell Charles went on and they discussed ways and means how to mine out my property, mine out all the energy that it possesses. When they hear me talking about it and they see some clips coming out, they started pulling up their conversation and turning into their chair because they realize that someone is watching and someone is listening and someone is translating So they kind of ease back on their discussion. Even some other disc jockeys on the very radio station, the local, the little ones, I heard discussing what I'm doing and how they're gonna go and promote what I got, how they are going to incorporate what I got with what they have in radio and television. Big plans, I'm talking about big plans these people have for what I created. And I was never a part of their plans to be a part of it. They went on, they launched shows, road shows, and they launched concerts, claiming that they're claiming that they are I soon tell you what they claim that they are doing. With my work, they're doing all that they can to promote what I got. They seek every possible way that they could, and everyone that they can find in corporate society to commercialize what I got. They got every radio station on their side. They got attorneys on their side. You heard me mention Dean Jackson Miller, and you heard me mention Emily Shields. That those attorneys are from RGR radio station, and they were there representing. They were offering legal support to the movements in mining my corporation. They got the church behind them, giving them their support, sponsoring them in mining what I got. They got the police, the constabulary force out there throwing their weight behind corporate Jamaica to take over what I got. They got the army. They got their ranks in the army throwing their weight behind corporate Jamaica to mine out every energy that I created for themselves without my knowledge or my intervention. This is all that they're out there doing. IRA FM radio station was the radio station that I launched my work with first. As you heard in many of my videos, I talk about IRA FM as the main ringleader, the masterminder for my work, for what is going on out there. The wrongs that corporate Jamaica is doing to me, because they think that because I don't have associate's degree and I don't have any university bachelor's degree, they think I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I cannot figure out what is being said or being mentioned covertly, because they knew that if they go overtly, it would be too obvious. So they went covertly and they discussed it among themselves in every aspect that they could. They trash it out in every aspect they could. They pull it apart, they separated it, they dismantled it, and they reconstruct it. They disassemble it and they reassemble it to find ways and means how to get with it without me, the owner, finding out and put a stoppage to it. All this time they were out there promoting that the person who owned this property is deceased. This is what they're out there promoting to their foreign investors who were willing to throw $1,000 into their promotion from the USA, and one from the UK, and also one from Canada. And there was an artist out there that they have ready, poised and ready to take up my position as the band leader RGR radio station, radio DJs, IRA FM, Bridge 99, and the politicians. They were all ready, and the police and the church was all ready to hold a press conference discussing a way forward with my Showers Purple Inc. Foundation. They went on to hold serious discussions among themselves, planning ways and means how to go about it. They got the lawyer, they got everybody ready. Sponsors overseas, locally and internationally, all ready to go forward. Funding was already there. The launch was there. The launch was on the brink. There was a launch that was on the brink to take place here in Jamaica, supported by Digicel and Flow, to launch my foundation on behalf of me and my Showers Purple Inc. records, without my understanding, without my knowledge, or without my intervention. And I am right here on the island of Jamaica while all this is happening, and nobody says nothing to me. That's how much they figured that I have no idea, because all this was happening and nobody is saying nothing to me. Even the closest of guys who that I was in the streets with, running to some studio, linking with some producers to make things work for me, paying them to get things done for me. Even them knew what was going on, and not one of them see me in the street and said, Showers, this is what is happening and you need to be careful, or you need to wrap this up this way, or you need to tie the ends up, and you need to whatever. Nobody have said to me one time that I should get an attorney. I went online when all of this was happening. I went as far as Belgium. I went as far as Sweden to get an attorney, to get to the foreign sponsors that they were getting in Jamaica. And what I was told by those foreign attorneys, they advised me that I should and I must get an attorney here on the island because it's out of their jurisdiction. I tried many different attorneys only to end up with no assistance. I even paid attorneys who told me that they can assist me, and after I explained my case to the attorney, they told me that they cannot help me. After I paid them their attorney fee, after they told me they even got copyright law litigation on their sign. And when I went to them, they told me they can assist me with my copyright problem, because I told them my problem is a copyright problem. And they told me that they can help me, and they have me paid and have me sit down and hold discussion. And after I done discuss what I want them to do and what is happening, they told me they cannot help me. So my fee, my money went down the drain, speaking to attorney who lied about their profession. I continue on my journey. I went to the Supreme Courts. No, I went to the local courts first in Mandeville, and they recommend me to go to the Supreme Courts because what I wanted to sue for, the local courts only stop at a certain rate, and they said if I want my full compensation, I should take it to the Supreme Court. I went to the Supreme Court and I explained my situation to them. The Supreme Court's officer advised me that I should go to the Edna Manley legal aid clinic in Mona campus. That was after I've gone through all. I went to the legal aid clinic at Mona campus and I got me some information as to who to go to. There and then, I finally find somebody said that they can take my case on, and then file a lawsuit with the legal office that I got from the Edna Manley school, Edna Manley Legal Aid Clinic. They advised me to go to the Foga Daily Attorney at Law Office. So I did. I filed a lawsuit with the Foga Daily Attorney at Law Office. Every single piece of information and data that I could gather online about these people, I got them logged into my phone. I got them logged into my device, everywhere that I could find something. These people out there, corporate Jamaica, is doing this to me, a layperson. They saw that what I did is enough to move forward, and they decided to move forward without me. They have everyone that they could accumulate up. They even got family members, so-called family members, because I don't know these family members. Because I know myself as a youth growing up, I don't know family. I do not know family apart from some immediate ones. That one you would call close family. Just some immediate ones. And those immediate close families does not know. I repeat, those close family does not know Showers. They don't know, they do not know who Showers is. They do not know who owns the Showers Purple Ink record label. They do not know who owns the Showers Records and Water Company, because I personally did not sit them down and discuss my business with them. Because, and you would wonder why, but there's nothing to say about my immediate family apart from what I've experienced is enough to tell me that I must not discuss my business with anyone. They must see it done, and then they find out that this is the guy. But according to relative, as you would know, uncles, aunts, grandparents family, uncle family, aunt family, cousins, I know too little about cousins and uncles and aunts for anyone to be saying that uncle and aunt, whatever. I know too little of family for anyone to be saying out there that is family. I don't know anything about any family. I do not give any permission. I did not give any permission or authority to anyone to win out ahead, seeking the assistance of the Ministry of Culture, seeking the support of the Ministry of Culture and sponsorship of the Ministry of Culture and the JBDC. There are proof in their discussion that the Minister Babsy Grange, Olivia Babsy Grange, has sponsored, has provide fund to sponsor the launching of my foundation. And I have never gone to the Ministry of Culture for anything. There are proof that the JBDC has provided sponsorship for my foundation, and I has never gone to the JBDC for any help. There are proof that the church is backing the support of corporate Jamaica, and they have never gone to the church for help. The police and the army, there are proof that they are backing corporate Jamaica in supporting launching my foundation, and they have never seek any assistance from the JDF or from the constabulary force. I even went to the constabulary force in the local police station and made reports to the cyber unit about cyber scamming on my foundation, and they gave me too little advice and they gave me too little support that I should even care to even expect anything from their cyber unit as to what is going on. Even the police could not provide an attorney. I report my problem to JCAP many times, and I got advice from JCAP that I need to find an attorney, which JCAP could not provide any assistance for me to find an attorney. I was left out here on my own to take on my business myself, funding my company, promoting, sponsoring, and supporting my own company to where it's at. Without any bachelor's degree, without any associate's degree, with any assistance from anyone in university or from college. How do I find ways and means to make this done? It's unbelievable and it cannot be explained. But one thing I can assure you, that while they were there thinking that I need associate degree and I need a bachelor's to think the way I do, they don't know that I do have the ability to think the way I do, like I have a bachelor's degree, like I have an associate's degree. They were there trying to shun me. Corporate Jamaica is out there shunning me and giving me their backside in every direction I turn, because they figure that you cannot get anywhere with your qualification and the idea that your idea is too big for the little qualification you got. But one thing corporate Jamaica doesn't know, and one thing corporate Jamaica do not understand, or maybe they do it, but denying themselves of the truth, that not having a degree, not having an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree does not exempt me from pursuing my dreams and aspirations. And there are no stipulations out there that would constitute a law that would make it illegal for me without a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree from pursuing, that would stop me or prevent me from pursuing my goals. I would change my dreams and my aspiration, or turn it into dust, or just turn it into nothingness, back into itself where it came from. There are no stipulations out there that constitute a law that would prevent me or make it illegal for me to think and operate the way I do. And I went on and I get all that I need done, watching them, listening to them, not trying to, not taking any discouragement from them, not taking their words of discouragement, not making them feel like they got their right away on me or they got their upper hand in outthinking me. They have everyone working with them, even some you would not know, but I call them town criers. They are out in the streets, and every time they see me in the street, they got something to say. Every time they see me in the street, they got something to say. Whenever I pass by, they got loads of taxi men out there. Loads of taxi men out there. And they got my brand out there promoting through the municipal corporation. They got someone in the municipal corporation with my brand on their desk, putting together documents in the local government to launch their vending association. And that is happening through an association in the Montego Bay, St. James Town Center by, you heard me, I think I mentioned it in one of my videos, this person that was revealed to me on Discogs also, that is a part of it, that's connected to the municipal corporation. That person is Melody Harton. Melody Harton is her name. She is a president of the Craft Market Vendors Association in Montego Bay. And her husband is a seafarer. As what we call them, fishermen in Jamaica. They go to sea and they catch fish and they sell. And this is how it's in the street, organizing jerk chicken sellers. They're promoting jerk chicken sellers, they're promoting vendors, they're promoting taxi men, all these little minor arithmetic jobs, layperson jobs, people without much education. They're promoting these kind of things through the municipal corporation by Melody Harton in Montego Bay, vendors, Craft Market Vendors Association, bus drivers and taxi drivers. Everywhere in the street I go, the town criers, I call them, those are the ones I call the town criers. The bus drivers, the conductors, they call them backup man. The taxi drivers and their backup man. The vendors selling wholesale haberdashery items in the streets. Those are the ones I call the town criers. Everywhere I turn in the streets, they throwing tantrums, they throwing shades everywhere I turn in the street, because they think that they know that this is one of the way they use to destroy people's self-esteem and get them from being empowered. But they don't know that I got a built-in mechanism to thrive. I got a built-in mechanism to empower myself. I've got this built-in mechanism to support myself and to get what I want done and to do it to the best of my ability. And when it's done, you would not believe it's not someone from a college or a university. If you see me, if you read my writing and you are an educated person, you would know that I did not went to college. And that did not stop me from writing, because I love writing. When you look at my writing and you read my writing, you would know that I'm not a guy who went through university who have a bachelor degree or associate's degree. But I still continue to write because I love writing. And not having that qualification to write, it never deterred me. One thing for sure, if you look at my writing, you can tell that I'm no fool, because my words are spelled, my definitions are placed in the right context, and my sentence is grammatical. You can tell that for sure, because when you read my lines, you will see the sense that I'm making. But if you read my lines, you will find that I don't carefully covered my tracks. I am always transparent, and that can tell that I wasn't a university graduate, because I don't know how to cover my tracks when I'm talking. I just know how to be transparent. And this is it. That's the difference between corporate and me. Corporate studied how to be covert. I only know life. Life design to be transparent. If I'm a mango tree, I ain't gonna bear bananas. If I'm an apple tree, you will not see orange. And this is me. You cannot mistake me for a mango tree when you see apple coming from my branches. And this is what I do to stay relevant. to stay current because I want everyone to understand me and I want everyone to see what I'm trying to say. All these people out there, as I named them previously, they are all out there waiting on the opportunity, waiting with bated breath to see me fall so they can run off with my work and declare it that they are the creator. They were the one who found this. They were the one who started the Show Us Purple Ink record label. They were the one who went to JCAP and signed. They were the one who went to JIPO and received a certificate. This is my JCAP card. I wear it everywhere I go. If you see me in the town of Mandeville, everywhere I go I wear this JCAP card. And this is the other side of the ID. This is my certified record label branded ID. This is what I created. It is a certified ID card. There is my number, 1-876-413-9961. The same number that I use on my social media platforms. Everywhere I go. I found website with Andrew Oldness in my platform, logged into my platform, all in cooperation with corporate society, with plans to mine what I created, my Show Us Foundation. I heard Christopher Tufton in many different instances making talks and discussing their use it or lose it policy in mining my company. I'm talking the politicians, big guys. Even in the PMP, I've heard many of these guys discussing from the opposition leader, before they even got an opposition leader, Mark Golding, till they got the opposition leader, Mark Golding, discussing what I created, how to mine my energy without my knowledge, without my intervention. All of this is going on. I've been watching the entertainers in Jamaica, and I've been watching the entertainers overseas, and I've watched their start to their stardom, and I see how, in comparison, Jamaica entertainers, they started out like me. They record some songs, they got airplayed, they got some stage show, they got some #1 tracks, they sell some records, they get some support from overseas, they won a Grammy, according to the industry settings. But that's the farthest it goes. After they won the Grammy, they went right back to the place where they were from, where they started. Airplay, a little stage show here and there, nothing more. In comparison to the overseas artists in America, they started their music career, they got airplayed, they got support, they got their Grammy, and they burst into something different, like Jay-Z, Eminem's, Puff Daddy, 50 Cents, you name, just to name a few, Busta Rhymes, Dr. Dre, The Game. I watch all of these guys, Snoop Dogg, Biggie Small Pac. I watch all of these guys, how their career took off, and they never look back, and they did not fall back to the place where all you got out of them is some airplay. All you hear is some radio airplay. What's the difference between these guys who made it to stardom and they boom into something else. They own some big multi-billion-dollar corporation. How is it that those DJs, those artists, made it to the top into some big multi-billion-dollar corporation? The Fugees, to name a few, Mariah Carey, every one of them in America. But our radio DJs, our artists in Jamaica, they just fade away. They just went to the top and just fade right back like what you call a balloon, a blown up balloon. You just stick it with it's slowly leaking. It's slowly leaking. You blow up the balloon with a tiny hole in it and just leave it. It's slowly leaking. So when you see it rise, you think they're going someplace. And when you tie the head of it and let it go, it just take its own time and just slow leak until it went back down to a normal balloon. This is the artists in Jamaica. Capleton, Sizzler, you name them. Ioctane, Jacure, every one of them. They went to stardom, ladies saw, and they just dried up and just dried right out to nothing. And this is it with the radio DJs. The difference with the radio DJs in US, America, and with the radio, with the artists in the US and the artists in Jamaica. I was listening to a program being discussed by what's his name again? This guy usually be at JCap. Clyde Mackenzie and a widower wife for, I think it was Sugar Minot, and they were discussing the same thing about the difference between the DJs and the artists, where they ended up after they made it to stardom. And I'm thinking, I overheard them discussing with why the DJs doesn't get to their rightful place in society, like the P Diddy and the Jay-Z and the Beyonce. Why they don't get to that place is because of bad mind and jealousy and blah blah blah, and who is gatekeeper for who, and who decide who goes and who does not goes. And they mention a key word. They mention a key word that I look into, and I said to myself, you know something? This is the main reason why the artist does not get anywhere. Because the American artists, the foreign artists, when they started their music career, they didn't just start their music career with their solo plans and idea. They have a business plan. This is their key word, the business plan. They have a business plan, what's going to happen in the next 5 years, and after the next 5 years, what's going to take place. And they have a business plan. And they got, with their business plan, they got the music industry board of director analyze their plans and can tell if this plan is a successful plan after the first move to their 5-year goal. What happens after? So after the 5-year plans, nothing happened after. And they're talking about its bad mind and its grudgeful and its envy and the gatekeeper for this and whatever. But the thing is, what they fail to discuss, maybe they know and they're trying to hide it. But what I know for sure, every music industry have a board of director, locally and internationally. Sometimes there are mergers. Sometimes the local corporation does not have their own money to finance a board of director in the music industry, so they merge with the foreign investors to be members of their board of directors, so they can get to say something on the behalf of the reggae artists overseas. So this is it, like whether it's BET or MTV, this is it. So they would have someone to speak on behalf of the local artists. Whenever they break, they don't just stay one place in Jamaica. They got something to look forward to. And this is it. Every music industry, this is my take. I did my little expounding on it, on their discussion with myself, and I got this out to say that those company, those music industry, they got a board of director, they got their business plans with the artists, and they discuss everything that's supposed to be done and what's going to be done, what can be done and what cannot be done. And they get together and they go ahead and they launch the artists and their production and their plans and their brand, and they push it to stardom, and they see the success. But this is it. The guy, they were saying that why Beanie Man and why Beanie Man and Sizzla and Capleton and those guys don't get to their rightful place in society, in life, with the music business, and becomes rich billionaires like Jay-Z and Beyonce and 50 Cent and M&M's, and they were discussing the reason why are they not rich and powerful like these guys when they are doing the very same thing. And they were talking about bad mind and jealousy, holding people back, and who should get where, and now work with this guy and we're not working with that person because this person whatever. But they're not discussing the real business, why it's not happening. Beanie Man, Capleton, Buju Banton, Sizzla, Shaggy, all these artists, to name a few, coming right down the line, even to the artists that gone from into the 70s and the 60s has got nothing. They got big music playing today, Jacob Miller, Bob Marley, and all these people, Dennis Brown, and they got nothing out of music. All they got is death out of music. Gregory Isaac, Alton Ellis, you can name them, some big top singers. They got nothing out of music more than their little shows here, shows there. And I'm saying to myself, you know, these people are wicked and cruel, even though they know the truth. They're trying to hide the fact that they are the ones who hold these artists back. When they have all of these artists into the Jamaica music industry, running after this one pie, talking about the pie, everyone can get a slice. They're not trying to explain it to us in the public here, that the pie that they are talking about is not a pie that's supposed to be sliced up for Beanie Man. It's not one pie that's supposed to slice up for Beanie Man and Capleton and Buju and Sizzla and Shaggy. It's not one pie supposed to share up for this guy and Anthony B. It's not one pie. Beanie Man pie is out there for himself. It's up to Beanie Man if he wants to slice off a piece of his pie and give to an artist in his foundation, into his studio. Same with Bounty Killer. The pie is there for Bounty Killer, a pie. I'm distinctively saying a pie, not the pie. A pie is supposed to be there for Bounty Killer. A pie is there for Sizzla. A pie is there for Shaggy. A pie is there for Jacure. A pie is there for every one of the artists out there. For Sugar Minott, for Leroy Gibbons, for Jacob Miller, for Bob Marley. A pie is out there for them. Look at it. The pie that Bob Marley got. Bob Marley is the only one got his pie. And look what they did to Bob Marley. They got Bob Marley out of the picture, throw his sons and his daughters into it, and have Bob Marley pie sharing up for his sons and his daughters. As if Bob Marley's sons and daughters doesn't have their pie. This is it. In order to make some guys multi-billion-dollar richer than what they're supposed to be, they make everybody think that one pie should share. So the one pie value $100 million. The one pie value $100 million. Bob Marley pie. And they throw his sons in it, and they throw all kind of people into it. And that Bob Marley $100 million pie sharing up for all these people. And these people, because they're happy, and they don't understand what is going on, and they see some guys throwing $100,000 their way, some guys in the industry throwing $1 million their way. Sometimes they throw in a expensive ride like a BMW or a Hummer Jeep, and they give them some support. They think that, oh, they are being supported and they are being looked after. They are not being looked after, because when someone throw $100,000 at you, and when someone in the music industry throw $1,000,000 at you, somebody gone with $2 billion. But because you don't know your worth and you don't know your value, you took the $1,000,000 and you feel like everything is well, all is well. And they give you some plane ride and they give you some tour, and this is it. The pie that Michael Jackson got. Michael Jackson is the only guy out there who realized that the pie is and not the Jackson 5 pie, and he split from the Jackson 5 and he took on his own thing. Bob Marley couldn't get that chance to do it because Bob Marley wasn't educated enough. Michael Jackson was educated enough, and even if Michael Jackson didn't have all the education he needed, he did got the money to buy some of these guys with big education, to put them to work and to direct his business into the way that it's supposed to be. So all these guys out there running after one pie, grabbing and scuffling, and all these new artists, if you notice IRA FM, they bust artists every day they bust tons of artists, and 5 years after, you don't hear none of these artists. You don't see them, you don't hear nothing of them. They run out in some station and they collect some money and they get some cars and they give to them, and they throw some apartment keys to them and they make them believe that this is it, and they throw some little tantrum at them and they created some little beef and they finally get out them. Every one of them got taken out. And they do this with some of the artists in America. But 50 Cent wasn't that guy. Jay-Z wasn't that guy. BNC wasn't that girl. Alicia Keys wasn't that girl. Michael Jackson ain't that guy. And a lot of those guys out there, Rod Stewart, they ain't that guy. Look at these people who I'm talking about, how they're doing. And look at the ones who don't realize that the pie is theirs and not for them to share up. Because every one of them got a pie out there. And they make someone in the music industry fool them and have them believing that the pie that they got is the pie to share. The board of directors in the music industry, Association of America, would decide the fate of an artist. They decide you to be $1 million rich, and they decide for some to be $1,000 rich, and they decide to take out who know that the pie that values $100 million or $100 billion is theirs to take and take home alone and go and build an industry for themselves. P. Diddy did it, right? Jay-Z did it. Beyonce did it. Michael Jackson did it, right? They don't want us to know this is what is happening. They don't want to know that. They don't want you to know that you are a brand. When you become an artist, you become a brand. Your name can sell products. Your name can move shipments, billions of dollars of shipments of products around the world. Imagine the fireman, Capleton. Imagine the name Sizzler. Moving billions of dollars of shipments of goods and service around the world today. After he retired from music. Imagine the name Bounty Killer, Beanie Man. Is a pharmaceutical brand name product pushing billions of dollars. The pharmaceutical industry is a multi-billion dollar, zillion dollars industry. Bounty Killer there are so many herbs in Jamaica that Bounty Killer could have built his own pill and have it shoving around the world. But they make Bounty Killer believe that the pie that Beanie Man got, the slice of pie, the pie is out there, and the slices for him, and the slices for Beanie Man, and the slices for Sizzler, and the slices for Keep It, and the slices there for Shaggy, off the same pie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's a lie from the pit of hell, and I'm telling that person right now, as I'm closing off, That is a lie from the pit of hell. The pie is mine, and it's for me to share with who I want. It's not for the industry to decide who get off my pie and how many slices should share and go around. It's mine, and this is all mine. And you don't tell me how to. You don't dictate to me how to do my business. And this is what I am saying right now in my closing to all y'all out there who wants to step up into this music industry and become somebody. Do not be fooled by this music industry guys out there. And do not be fooled by corporate Jamaica or your corporate society where you're existing. They don't dictate. And there's no stipulation that says you cannot pursue your biggest and wildest dream in this world. Go ahead and do it, because I am. Look out for my Showers portable drinking water, coming soon to store and supermarket near you and off license, locally and internationally. Look out for the Showers Purple Ink record label music production that will be booming in the future. You just look out. You just watch out. Corporate Jamaica, I'm coming at you. You don't get to commercialize what I create. That's the word I was looking for. Commercialize. You were trying to commercialize my work, and I'm not having it. Corporate Jamaica, look at this guy and take a good look. And I'm sure you ain't seen no tracks of no tears in my face when I'm talking, or from the pressure that you put me under. You have something else coming. Corporate kikes. Just remember that. Over and out from the Showers Records and Water Company, Showers and Weed Music Studio Production, Studio Flat to the World. This is your boy Showers coming to you live and direct up inside the Blizzard. Mandeville, Manchester, Jamaica, double I to be exact, baby. Yeah, nigga. Take it away.